Hi guys, Righteous Raymond here, back again with another powerful dose of truth for the day, and that is this. Today we're going to discuss the topic of narcissistic injury and narcissistic rage. They are very closely tied together. Narcissistic injury, narcissistic rage. Now, psychologists say that when they study the human brain, when you get injured psychologically, it registers in the same part of your brain as when you are injured physically. So if somebody says something that really offends you in your heart, nothing they did to touch you, they just said something about, let's say you're very sensitive about your weight, very sensitive about your intelligence, very sensitive about the neighborhood you live in. You're very sensitive about this certain thing, right? They say when someone hurts you, it hurts in the same areas that they had. Now, of course, with this, you're going to feel it like in the arm, the leg. You'll feel it in your body too. But for the psychological injury, or perceived slight, it shows in the same part of your brain as when you get physically hurt. Okay, so that's the first thing to understand. You don't have to touch the narcissist to really feel the narcissist. Other thing you need to understand is that the narcissist is very, very sensitive. I know they show up in the room, big bad Brad in the room, big broad shoulders, pep in their step, smiling from ear to ear. They seem super confident and, hey, how you doing? Real loud. They think they're real positive and they're real confident, but they're actually the most insecure person in the room. They're actually the most fragile person in the room. You're the person. Oh, no. The person is always in the corner like this, like a wildflower. They're the most insecure. No. Trust me, it's a narcissist. The narcissist has done a great job of propping themselves up. They prop themselves up. I'm gonna show y'all some props I have here. They prop themselves up as if they're super confident, and when they're alone at home, they feel deflated as a balloon. They feel so like, I hope they were impressed by my performance out there. I really put on a big show. I put on a big smile. I put on my loud big voice. I put on my loud big persona. But I really feel like a nothing and nobody. Okay. Now, some people say the reason is because narcissists are formed starting with processes their parents started when they were children. So I've heard two main theories about how narcissists are made. One is that children are made narcissists when their parents praise them for stuff they shouldn't praise them for. You're beautiful. You're the smartest kid in the world. You're the best person in the world. You're this, you're that, you're that. You say, well, your parents should compliment their children, but not because of like superficial things. Okay, like grades. Grades don't matter. They don't matter in a lot of eternity. If you had a 4.0 GPA or if you had a 2.0, it doesn't matter in a lot of eternity. Okay, looks don't matter. When you get 80, you didn't matter. It didn't matter how cute you were when you were 12. Being good at sports, they don't matter in eternity. It don't matter if you were good at football or not. But your parents may praise you for things that are not really important when you're a child. They don't praise you for things like being generous and giving to the poor and helping, letting the child, special needs child, win the championship. They don't praise you for things that are important. They praise you for things that don't matter, that are superficial, that matter to a shallow parent. The other cause of narcissism, they say, is when a parent totally ignores a child. The total opposite. The child can get straight A's. The parent don't know. The parent don't say nothing. The child can get the house spotless. The parent don't say nothing. When a parent don't pay a child any attention whatsoever, or at all, the parent shows no interest in the child whatsoever. The parents are very neglectful. Okay, they're saying these two things can cause a narcissist to have a fragile, broken ego. So what do? They still gotta go to school. They still gotta date. Still gotta go to college. Still gotta work a job. So what they do is the narcissist props themselves up. Their parents did not help build a self. Okay, they didn't have a self built up in them. They don't have a core self in them. Okay, we all have like an identity, a purpose, an ego, a sense of identity about ourselves. Narcissists don't have a self; they have no self. So they prop themselves up they're like, okay, I think this is what a self looks like. I think this is what a self does. I think this is what a man or woman does. I'm gonna try to make it up as I go. I don't really know. I'm gonna try to watch a few people on TV, watch a few celebrities. I'm gonna try to model my life after these people, but they don't have an identity. Okay. So what happens is when they go out in the world with their props, I'm gonna show you some props here. They are propped up, and you can say the slightest little thing, and it breaks them because they weren't a real self. I got an example here. So this is a basket. This is an actual. This thing is very solid. This is a very. I can't squeeze it. Very solid. Okay. Very solid basket. Okay. And I have made an origami basket. This is an origami basket. It's propped up. This is really a sheet of paper. Okay, so sheet of paper, a flat sheet of paper. It's really, I'm gonna open up and show y'all what it really is. This is how the narcissist is. This is a real person who had a healthy childhood, healthy relationship with their parents. They're very durable, very, very, strong. This narcissist, they can hold a few things. You're like, well, it looks like it's propped up pretty good. This is all an act, a propped up prop origami. Now watch me when I put something heavy on this right here. I can put a heavy rock on this thing. It will not break. This rock can crush the basket. Your little comment, your little question, your little thing that make you like they were insulting you, you make them feel like you were insulting them. It crushed them. They feel crushed because there's nothing propping them up. It's just air. It's just flat paper. So I'm gonna show y'all what this really is. This basket is just a slither of paper. This is all they are. They're fragile. They're delicate. This is their prop. This is them. It's fragile. So when you make a comment to them, like let's say you say, for example, oh, you went to community college, didn't you? They just lose it. They're like, community college. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to Yale. I went to community college. They think I'm a loser. They think I'm nobody. They think I'm nothing. I'm exposed. They found out. Or you may say, oh, so you have two children. So who's their mother? Well, actually, it's two mothers. Oh, you have two mothers. You just ask an innocent question. They're like, she thinks I'm a baby daddy. She thinks I'm a nobody. She thinks I'm a loser. You say, oh, I like your hair. It's a nice wig. Where you get your wigs from? Wig. She thinks I'm fake. And like every little comment, every little thing you say is like a rock to them. It's like a rock crushing them. So that hurts. Psychologically, that really hurts them. So what they do is they lash out. What you mean a wig? Yeah, this man. You're like, calm down. I like your wig. I got a wig on myself. Or, yeah, I went to State University. What's the problem? I went to a State University. No, I went to a community college. I went to community college too. Like, what's the problem with community college too? I went to Southwest Community College down the street. Two baby mamas. I got three baby mamas. I got three baby daddies. What you talking about? I ain't trying to comfort you like that. They're so fragile. They think that you're trying to comfort them because again, they're so fragile. And if you're confident, yeah, I got two baby mamas. Yes, I went to community college. Yes, I, wear wigs. Yeah, I wear, men with the black men with the Beijing, hairspray when their hair thing. When you're confident, you don't mind people coming for you. You like, baby, I don't care what you say about me. I know myself. I've been strong. I've been myself since I was a child. I've been confident since I was a child. Not with the narcissist. I got another little prop here, another origami I got. Again, got some little origami here. It's holding stuff. It ain't like it's holding something. It ain't nowhere near as strong as this basket here. So you putting up on this thing, you asking me questions, you say, we're going to this, no, we're going to Paris for a week. You want to come with us? You can like, I can't afford to go to Paris for a week. I think I'm broke. Ain't I saying go to Paris? I ain't saying no Paris. No. You always trying to go somewhere. You need to sit down somewhere. You always trying to go around the world. You always want to show off sometime. You like, I'm sorry. They didn't know that you didn't have no money in your checking account. Because you were propping stuff up as if you were this really rich, 6-figure, high-value man. The whole time, you don't have no money in your account, so you snap on them because they are threatening to expose your super fragile ego. You're really fragile. You have no self. You have no substance. You're just paper. You're just folded up, propped up paper. Okay, I have another little prop. I'm not gonna share this to them because I got this with somebody. This is a little bird. It's an origami bird. Real pretty, different colors and everything, but it can't fly. I can crush this thing in no time. I can rip this thing to shreds. It's just pretty. This is the narcissist. They're pretty, propped up paper, okay? They're terrified of being exposed. That's why I hate your question. Don't ask me no questions. Don't ask me that. They're very insecure about they have different reasons to be insecure. Some of them are very particular about their intelligence, with their IQ, their GPA. Some are particular about their looks. They don't want their hair to thin. They don't want their skin to get wrinkled. Some of them are insecure about their money. They want to look like they're really rich, or that they're really, really balling out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the narcissist snaps on you. They rage because when you ask that question, made that comment, it hurt a part of their brain as if you had punched them in the stomach. You had sucker punched them. You jabbed them. You uppercut them. They take it personal because they are so sensitive, okay? And I know you're tired of working on eggshells, y'all. You tired of dealing with paper. You want somebody who's a real man, a real woman who can handle some questions and not have you working on eggshells all the time because you're afraid you're going to tear them or rip them up. So yes, you all, do not tolerate relationships with fragile, insecure, vulnerable narcissists. Get you a real person who has a substance to themselves, a substance to themselves. They're not threatened by everything you do or accomplish because you think you're better than them. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm on Amazon. Bye.